Welcome to Cranky Live, the show where bold minds meet real talk. This isn't your average sports or news show. It's where we break down sports, culture, and controversy with facts, fire, and fearless honesty. Here, truth cuts through the noise and hype gets exposed. From football to track and field, from world issues to local debates, we ask the tough questions, speak without fear, and go deeper than the headlines. We don't follow the crowd, we set the trend. While others recycle the same tired takes, we bring fresh insight, unfiltered analysis, and bold perspectives. No echo chambers, no puppet talk, just real conversation for people who think for themselves. Listen with your brain, not just your ears. Think critically, question boldly, and speak freely. This is Cranky Live, where reason rules the mic and truth always win. Come on, let's get into it. Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. Football, and more football. What can we say? It's World Cup time. We can't get enough of it. Everyone I listen to is enjoying the football, which is the most important thing. All the other drama that we had around the football is dissipating. It's being reduced. And it's football. And we have for you today one I think we're going to be one of the better games of the tournament so far. I think probably the most exciting game we have seen so far, maybe the England-Croatia game. Croatia gave them a run, at least until early second half. But today's game promised to be one of those very exciting games. We have Germany playing against Côte, or as we know it historically, Ivory Coast. And Ivory Coast has made 5 changes from their last game, which shows you that they're a stacked team because they beat Ecuador by 1-0. And those of you who may follow South American football and football in general, Ecuador doesn't concede goals. Nor do they lose that much, actually. Ecuador has become something of a football factory. They have a billionaire or multimillionaire who has one of the main teams in Ecuador and put together world-class facilities to bring through players and supply the national team with most of those players. But the story today is about Germany and about Ivory Coast. And Germany, which has been a football perennial powerhouse, bless up Sylvester, and has done well in a number of tournaments. I think they have about 4 World Cup, about 3 European Championships, in that region. They have struggled over this since 2014. Frankly, when they won that World Cup with Ozil and a bunch of those golden generation players for Germany. So it's been 12 years since they have done anything, frankly. But people are enthusiastic about this team. They scored 7 against Curacao, even though Curacao really isn't the benchmark or the barometer to assess and judge your team. But they did score 7. They did look good. They have a false 9 playing in the center forward position, which is Kai Havertz. But without further ado, let me put the teams up. So these are the teams, the starting 11s for the upcoming game. For Germany, Neuer is in goal. We have Kimmich, Tah. Let me increase my size of my thing here. Charlotte, Burke, Brown, and Mecca, Pavlovic, Sane, Musiala, Wirtz, and Havertz. And if you look at the Germany team, they don't have any width on the left, frankly. They're playing Wirtz out there, but I don't know if you're thinking football the way you should be thinking football, if he should be playing, frankly, in that position. That's an interesting one. But he's what they have out there. Bless up, Peter. How you doing? And then for Ivory Coast, they have Fofana, Cinco, Cosano, Agbado, Conan, Dulai, Kessie, Sangare, Ahmad, who didn't start the last game but scored. Bonnie, and the man of the moment, the man that's getting all the attention, Diomande, who Liverpool is trying to buy, and God forbid Liverpool gets him because, and I hate to put God in this, but the way I saw Isak playing today, if you have Diomande and Isak and what's this 17, 18-year-old name, and Goma, whatever his name is, that plays out wide, and even Gakpo played well again, but everybody played well against Sweden. It's going to be interesting actually to see what Liverpool does this year, because if they get Diomande, who is going to cost at least £100 million, he's exceptional in terms of the ability to get by his man. His end product needs some work, but he roasted Nkape when they played against Ecuador. And Nkape is a very good defender. In fact, Arsenal is exercising their option to buy him for about £50 million or €50 million, one of the two. So for somebody to be roasting Nkape, they must be doing something right. And he's the talk of the town. He's been very impressive. I think probably a couple of the most impressive players I've seen so far. He has been impressive. Obviously, the regulars like Messi and Mbappe. But the kid from the Netherlands, his name is escaping me now, plays for West Ham. He'll come back to me. He scored again today, and he scored in the first game and came on at halftime. He's also very impressive. And he's getting better and better. Every time you see him play, he looks better and better. I have one theme I've noticed for this World Cup. And maybe because I'm always conscious of this. There's a theme I've noticed. And the theme is this. That if you're a non-African country, and say you're a non-South American, say you're a European country, for example, if you don't have a number of black players in the team, you ain't going nowhere. Let me say that again. Or at least have them in key positions. So let's think about all the teams. And some of them don't, but they're still good teams, right? You think about Spain, for example. But if they don't have those two wingers in Williams and if they don't have Williams and Yamal, as you saw in the last game, they struggle. If you're England, we're playing about 7 people of African descent. If you are France, where you're playing 2 people who are not of African descent. You just look at the team. Even today, you watch the Netherlands, which always have a lot of black players, play against Sweden. Sweden only started with 2 black players. They eventually put 2 on. And one of the ones who came on in Langa scored, and the other one who came on looked very good. I don't know why they don't play more of them, frankly. If you look at Switzerland, who brought on the kid that scored 2 the other day, because one thing they have is the ones that are physical, speedy, and technical, that's the totality of the package. But one thing they have in speed, even Australia had 2 the other day, and they brought on one who they probably should have started. They brought on 2, actually. They lost to the U.S. They probably should have started all of them, frankly. I don't know if they have DEI in their country where they're restricting the black players to be looking at the better players on the team. That's what may think that's not cool, but these are facts. The optics speak for themselves. So if you're like an Austria or a Norway, you ain't going nowhere. You need people of African descent in your team. You may not like it, but hey, you got to get over it. Bless up, Conrad. How you doing? It's becoming very obvious. For whatever reason, that's the situation. And the more you see these tournaments, and that's why, and these are all immigrants, right, who go to these countries. And what's the contradiction in all of this is those blacks in those countries, more often than not, are better than the ones who are from their motherland, per se. And it talks to a couple of things. One is resources, coaching, education, all of that. It just shows you that, and you can extrapolate that and relate it to society at large. If everybody starts out equal, it's a different ball game. We don't start off equal in life. And everybody get the same opportunity, and therefore, if you don't, you can't maximize your potential. So a lot of people get lost in life because they don't have the right guidance. They don't have the right resources. They don't have the right support system. And I think if you look at sports through a certain eye and you visualize and understand and extrapolate to society at large, you'll see why some things are the way they are. My thought about Haiti going forward in kickoff, I think Haiti has done phenomenally well. I know they lost 3-0 to Brazil yesterday, and they lost to Scotland. Scotland shouldn't have beaten them. Problem for Haiti is when you have so much problem in your country, even if you have a large diaspora or you provide half your team, it's still a problem for you, right? It's not the best situation for you. So Haiti doesn't have the support construct, the support system to allow them to maximize their potential and be the country they want to be as it relates to football. And it's kind of sad. It's very sad, actually. But then again, when you started the first liberated black country and Caucasian decide that you shouldn't exist or you'll forever suffer, then that's what happens. People with resources, with bigger guns, are going to penalize you. And I'm going to do a video about Jamaica because I saw where Lake, the ambassador of Jamaica, I don't want to bring politics into today's football, but was interrogated by the Senate about her going to Jamaica to be the ambassador of Jamaica. So that should be interesting. I'm going to do a video on that. So I think it's very interesting. And Jamaica has to be very careful. Bless up, J-Russ. How you doing? But looking forward to today's game. Ivory Coast, I think, are in a really good slot. They have a lot of good players. You know, people think that Senegal is the best team coming out of Africa. I think the Senegal team of a few people there were long in the tooth, like Koulibaly and Satman and Mane. I think this Ivory Coast team is a very dangerous team. Very, very dangerous team. And are showing it. Very dangerous team, very good team, a lot of quality players. When you say they didn't bring people like Zaha, then you must know they have quality to replace them. So I'm truly looking forward to today's game and seeing how they play. Especially against a German team that people are trying to figure out. Very young coach at Germany. But this should be a really good game. So sit back, relax, get your beverage, and enjoy some good football. Can't wait to see Diomande against anybody playing for Germany. I'm not sure if he's going to play against Brown. Whoever playing on that side of the field, they're going to be in for a long afternoon. Long afternoon. Especially if he gets service. The battle is going to be in the midfield. I think Kessie's getting long in the tooth. Sangare is a good player. So we'll see how that works out. Who is big for them fast, Conrad? Ivory Coast have a lot of technical players, a lot of good players, and they keep the ball well. Ecuador is a very difficult team to break down, and they were able to beat them. And I'm glad they put Diallo on the field. I think Diallo is one of the better players in football. From the context of, he's very small. I remember when he first went to Man U he was in Italy, and there was a lot of good commentary about him and his game, but he got lost a little bit at Man U. He found his feet on the Amarin, and I love his decision making. I just love his decision making. He's really good technically, but he plays smart football, and that's what I like about Diomande too. He doesn't just dribble like a Tate Maximin or a Traore, those fast, skillful players. Diomande dribble with purpose. Now his end product needs to be better, but he's a really good player. So looking forward to this game. It should be a really good game. And join me and let's have some fun. And by the way, if you haven't hit the like button, please do so. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. We do appreciate you. Why not still talk about Jamaica? You know, can just skip one game talk about Jamaica. Let me get me in that direction there, you know. No, I think the footballing world, if you didn't make the World Cup and you realize not only the immediate funds you get, but all the other benefits that come from it, I think Jamaica missed out on a minimum of, say, $50 million from the World Cup. That's my view, $50 million US dollars. Not the 15 people can talk about it, 12. So what do you guys predict in terms of score? I see Slingstones to Ivory Coast for the win. What do you guys predict in terms of score for this game? And who do you predict to win? Slingstone picking Ivory Coast. Where are you guys picking for the win in this game? It's going to be a difficult game. Germany made some changes too. Germany has an interesting team. I thought Goretzka would start, but it's going to be an interesting game. What are you guys talking about? Good coach. Jamaica have a good coach. Jamaica have a former CFO as their coach. The man is very smart. He's a corporate. What are you talking about? And as a former CFO of a coach, that you bring in the corporate thought process on the field. It's wonderful. Sure, Jamaica will do well. But this should be a good game. Very good game. Should be one of the better games of the tournament so far. We'll see if Musiala has regained his form. I haven't seen Musiala play well since God knows when, to be honest. I know he gets game for Bayern. I know he got hurt in the Club World Cup, but I don't think he has played well since. So should be interesting how he plays today. And I'm surprised about that. I'm surprised Bayern hasn't pursued Diomande, given they play against him. Now I know they have Diaz, and I know they have Olise, and I know they have Nabry. They got rid of Sane, but I'm surprised they didn't pursue him because they always try to get the best players in Germany. He's at 14 million. World Cup does that. World Cup does that, especially playing it. You know what Jamaican players now would be, if they even go there and play a little bit well on the mouths of people globally. But we decided to throw it away. Bless up 1-1, how you doing? Yes, Dr. Don, the World Cup does have power. Haiti, it's going to be tough for Haiti. I mean, if you look at Haiti have a good team, but I still think I wouldn't even call it Mexico. I think Mexico is okay. I think the U.S., to me, is the best in CONCACAF. And then Canada and Mexico fighting off a second, actually. I do think the U.S. is separating itself from those teams. And the U.S. have a lot of investment. They have a lot of billionaires who pay for Pochettino's salary, and you see that whole complex they're building in Atlanta. They're just going to get better and better and better. I heard some people in England talking the other day saying they hope the U.S. don't get good in football because they're almost good at everything else. So the world doesn't want the U.S. to get good, but when the U.S. want to get good at something, they'll do it. But there's a lot of quality in both teams, actually. A lot of quality. I'm looking for the wingers for Ivory Coast and Diallo and Diomande to have good games. Vaughn thinks Germany going to win 3-1. Vaughn, I don't agree with you. I think it's going to be a closer game than you think. I think Germany, if Ivory Coast can get the ball out wide, these wingers for Ivory Coast are don't joke. The middle of the park is where the game's going to be won or lost. Ivory Coast has to be able to control the middle. If not, they're going to have some challenges. Yeah, I agree with you 1-1. I hear people talking about Sweden. I was like, Sweden got through because of Nations League. They didn't get through because they were that good. They didn't win any group. They didn't win any group game. They beat Ukraine and somebody else in the playoffs. But they weren't that good. Yeah, Sweden wasn't that good. Sweden's overrated. But I did like how Isak played today. And why wouldn't they have started Langa? I don't understand people. Maybe they don't want too much black players on the field. Why wouldn't they have started Langa? Even the kid who came on playing left wing was better than what they had on the field. Their midfield is not good enough. That slow, plodding midfield. The game is off. Ball played deep. Germany already there. And that's a chance to Havertz early. If he had had more composure, he may have scored that. And that's in the first minute of the game. Long ball come over. Yeah, if Havertz had more calm, he probably could have scored that. Wow. Ivory Coast trying to play out from the back. They got to be careful. Germany is pressing and pressing vigorously. They're not just pressing, they're pressing hard. Here comes Ivory Coast. Brilliant move. Ball into Diomande. Ivory Coast has some very technically skillful players. And I love their wingers. I love Diallo and I love Diomande. So we should see how this works. Midfield is okay, but I think their wing play is very, very good. Kessie used to be a very good player, but Kessie's no longer in the toot, so he's not the same Kessie who we saw was wanted everywhere in Europe. And they now have Pepe on the bench. They put a few of those players on the bench that they started the game with, the first game with. So you know they have a lot of quality. If you can change 5 players and still put a competitive team on the field. Ball played out, Germany coming forward. Germany playing the ball around pretty quickly. Ball over the top. Play out wide to Sane. Really good 1-2 between Sane. They're moving Ivory Coast around. I think Ivory Coast got to recoup defensively. Don't chase them. Just stay back. Don't chase them. Stay in the middle of your half and you'll get the ball. Here comes Ivory Coast. They have numbers. If he plays it out wide, he doesn't. He now goes wide. Ball crossing the box. Blocked by the Germans. And here they come. Then Diomande had a chance right there to go by, but didn't take it. I think Ivory Coast athleticism will help them somewhat in this game. We're in the 4th minute of play. Score tied at 0. Ivory Coast versus Germany. Ivory Coast playing the ball around nicely. I think their challenge is going to be, can they penetrate through the middle? Here comes Ivory Coast. They're onside. Ball across to the box, out of bounds. Corner to Ivory Coast. They have speed on the wing. Or was it offside? No, it's on the corner. It's a goal kick to the Germans. Thought that ricocheted off a defender, but it must have been. Across that Diomande was blocked well by Tar, but I think he should have cut that back. And he's being held right in front of the referee, and the referee don't call anything. Like right in front of the referee, he's being held. The referee is so in slow motion. They're showing you him Diomande being held. Ref called nothing. Some of these refs in the World Cup are dubious in their actions. Their actions are dubious. Jamaica doesn't need to recruit. Roy Simpson said we should go local, so we'll go local and dominate these teams. Here comes Ivory Coast, good win. almost picked the pocket. They're trying to pick the Germans off by the halfway line, and then they can use their speed to get behind them. So we'll see if that works. It's an effective strategy. Here comes Germany. Wirtz trying to beat 2 men but get dispossessed. And Diomande is a big boy too. He's not a small winger. He's got a lot of size. Germany coming forward. 6 minutes in, score tied at 0. Ivory Coast just doing what they should do. Save your energy. If they're going to press as a team, though, they're not pressing as a team. They're pressing halfway pressing. They're not. If you're going to press all out. Press, when they're in a certain position, that's when you press. Don't give them a chance now to work, play like they're doing. Here comes Brown. He has Wirtz wide. He goes wide to Wirtz. Wirtz back to Brown, but dispossessed. And Ivory Coast athleticism is helping them. Good pressure by Sani. Conan with a throw-in. Christian Conan. So here comes Ivory Coast. Down the wing. That is Bonnie. Bonnie back to Diomande. Trying to beat too many. Does. Got tripped up. Bonnie wins it back. Crosses the box. Ivory Coast deep in Germany territory. What a horrible decision there. He just gave the ball away. And now put his team under pressure. Gave the ball away for no reason. And here comes Germany, but good cover by Ivory Coast. And it's a pretty quick game. You got to be fit to play this game. Going forward. Here comes number 3, Conan again. Ivory Coast just walking to the field, and Germany can then relax. Set their defense. Ball played out to Diomande. He's go back inside to Ole. Shield turns. And you got dispossessed. If you're going to be doing that in the middle of the park, you got to make sure you shield the ball really well. You can't get dispossessed there. It's bad playing, actually. Poor football. Havertz is all over the field. He's now in the right wing position. Musiala to San to. I think that's a Germany ball, not Ivory Coast's ball. Here comes Germany. Brown crossing the box. Ball to Havertz. Try to flick it and turn it over. And this kid in the middle is just giving the ball away. That's his second turnover without a lot of pressure. That second turnover, and he's going to play himself off the field. He keeps playing like that. Really good header by Havertz. That was close. Really good header by Havertz. That ball didn't have a lot of pace, but almost got in the corner. This kid, what's his name? Christ Ole? I don't know how to pronounce that. Or is it Olai? He's just giving the people's ball away. He may play himself off the field. Not playing well at all. It's a good header by Havertz. Trying to go to the far post. We're in the 10th minute of play. Schlotterbeck is down. Look like he's injured. So the ball came out. Havertz went up. Tried to go far. Oh, the ball hit him on his shoulder, actually. If he got his head on that, that may be a different story. And the keeper was still struggling. There was no pace on the header. Comes Ivory Coast again. Ball played out to Diomande, and he has room, and he miscontrols it. Poor control by Diomande. Hit off his foot like a piece of wood. And he had space and time, too. That's poor by Diomande. Got the ball clear, isolated one-on-one, and just turns it over. Germany coming forward. Good play by the Ivorian. Looked like he got fouled, but referee said play on. 10 minutes in, or 11 minutes in, score tied at 0. The winner of this game, as stipulated, will be in the next round. So if you're Ivory Coast or Germany, you want to win this game, you don't have to worry about the next game. Here comes Ivory Coast. Ball out to Diomande, and he has one-on-one. Now he has a time to show his stuff, to where it goes inside. Plays it wide. Cross by Conan, headed out. Shot blocked by Germany. Good. I like how Diomande make decisions sometimes too. He doesn't do like some wingers who are very tricky or quick. They just don't think. He'll play the ball to his teammates, whatever position they're in, and make sure they maintain possession. Here comes Germany coming forward. Ball plays wide out to Sani. He has one-on-one against Conan. And want to take him on. Goes inside. Ivory Coast now pretty deep. Germany tried to play it around. Now they're trying to pressure. Ivory Coast, I don't like when they come under pressure. They're not pressuring as a team. They're pressure with the front three, but then the midfield is now also not cutting off the angle. So surprised Germany doesn't take advantage of that. The possession stats are pretty even. I'd say one chance in the game so far, which is Havertz header, but wasn't enough pace on the ball for him to head to the goal. Germany just settled back. I'm sure people are concerned about the weather or the temperature. Conan tried to go over to Diomande, and he was wide. Diomande has it. He's deep in the territory. He's in the box. And again, his control let him down. Oh, my Lord. His control is like a brick wall. That's awful. You can't be a professional footballer and you can't control the ball. What the hell? That's the second time he touched a ball and the ball just gone away from him. His control. He needs to work on his control. And he's behind the defense too. That's horrible. Yeah, they do. But if you're gonna control the back Diomande, it might as well not be. That's awful. Looks like Germany defender is down. Is that Schlotterbeck? What's his name? Schlotterbeck. He's down, number 19. I see. It looked like he hurt his knee when he went in that tackle. And Diallo. Diomande's control that's awful. That's the second time he's gotten ball in good position and his controller let him down. And it's not even a difficult ball to control either. Ball is just bouncing nicely to bring down. And that ball should have been a dangerous ball. The pass wasn't the best in terms of Conan had more opportunity to play the ball right in front of his path. But at the same time, you can't be making that kind of touches. He's controlling like a 5-year-old. Goal kick to the Germans. We're in the 15th minute of play. Score tied at 0. Look like two evenly matched teams. Ivory Coast need Diomande to settle down and take his time because he's going to get a lot of service the way this game is going. Sangare goes back to his coming forward. Ball played out to Conan. Conan's going to go back. Sangare coming forward. Plays it wide to Diomande. And Diomande is having a nightmare, people. A nightmare. A nightmare. He should go play on the right. Maybe he's better on the right. The left is not working for him. I know they want Diallo on the right, but he tried to pass the ball with his left foot and he wasn't even close to his destination. He's having a stinker so far. We know he's a good player, but he's having a stinker. Especially now, you need to show your wear against Germany. I mean, Liverpool may be smiling. Maybe take some millions off the price the way he's playing. See, Ivory Coast is pressing, and it's decent press, and Germany's trying to play through it. I think they got to try to go over the top sometimes. They're going backwards. They're not, yeah, they're going backwards. Here comes Germany, and they've got them out, and they have numbers. Brown up the flank. Cross in the box. Good play by Conan to boot the ball out of bounds. Yeah, 3 Ivory Coast players chasing 1 player. That shouldn't be the case. That means you're not really balanced defensively. Nah, he ain't getting subbed at all. That's not happening. He's one of their better players. He's not getting subbed. They are good players on the bench like Pepe, but he's having a nightmare. They're not subbing him though. Yeah, Diallo likes the right side, but no, Diomande is a very good player. I watched him play against Ecuador. A good shot by Musiala. No, he's a good player. He's not. His touch needs work. His control needs work because even in the game against Ecuador, I could see it a couple of times. At this level, you shouldn't be miscontrolling balls. It's a really good shot by Musiala, just past the upright. Here comes Ivory Coast again. And turns it over, throw into Germany. Germany now step up the press. Ivory Coast not responding well. If you're Ivory Coast and Germany pressing you, you should be smiling. Just go over the top to your quick players up top. Just make sure the pass is just over the defense. Don't play so the keeper can get it. You should love that. You got so much speed up top. You should love that. Here comes Germany. Sane goes inside. It's turned over. That should be a foul against Germany. But no, referee says play on. In the World Cup, they're allowing a lot of these things too. They're not calling these fouls nowadays like you see in the Premier League. People get touched and fall over. So you got to be truly foul for them to call it. Sometimes they miss these calls, but Germany coming forward. 19 minutes in, score tied at 0. Germany trying to pull them out. It's looking like it's a strategy. You start up middle of the park, you pull them out, and then try to create some spacing behind. Oh, brilliant play by Germany to Brown, but pass is overhit. Collected by Fofana. And Havertz doesn't have the speed to get behind anyone, so you can take risks as Ivory Coast. Even though Havertz is very, very technical. Germany is not taking over this game. Ivory Coast needs to be better organized. This is Neuer. Tau, the ball come forward. And they're able to play through the Ivory Coast. And here comes Brown. He has option. Go wide to Wirtz. Not the best pass. Wirtz trying to beat his man. Does brilliantly go in the box. And then Hover hits it. And Ivory Coast gave it away. And really good shot. Oh, that was close. Just over the bar. And Mecca with a good shot. Ball deflected. Corner to Germany. Ivory Coast, when they win the ball, they're trying to play out, but it's not smart. They're playing the ball right into the Germans' path. When you win the ball, you should be looking wide to go to your wingers. Because through the middle is too congested. Corner to Germany, 21 minutes in. Score tied at 0. This is not the Ivory Coast team that played against Ecuador. Even though Germany is a much better team in terms of technically, but Ecuador is very good defensively. No, it's a foul against the goalkeeper. Germany is saying it's a goal, but I think he hit it at the goalkeeper's hand, Pavlovic. Referee calls a foul, and VAR can't call it back. And Kimmich is in the referee's face. Stop. Get out the referee's face. He caught the ball and he hit the ball out of his hand. He hit the keeper first, then he hit it. I don't know. The keeper wasn't strong, though. No, it's a foul. Oh, it's a clear foul. It's a clear foul. You can't do it to a goalkeeper. You can do it to another defender. You can't do it to a goalkeeper. The keeper got to go stronger, though. When the keeper pretend like he's hurt, you ain't hurt. You should got to go stronger. Have to go stronger. One thing in football nowadays, yeah, he fouled the keeper. He fouled the keeper to get to the ball. But the keeper has to be stronger. Yeah, it's a clear foul. That's not even debatable. And he's trying to show there's your shoulder. You don't get shoulder on keeper. There's no such thing. You can't get shoulder on keeper. You get shoulder on defenders and midfielders on forward. You can't say, well, I hit it in my shoulder. That's no such thing. It's a keeper. Germany sleeping? No. Ivory Coast is a good team. Zantana, you're disrespecting Ivory Coast. You are disrespecting Ivory Coast. That's a big disrespect. Come on. The team that beat Ecuador that hadn't lost in about 19 games and hadn't given up a goal in similar number of games? Come on. Pavlovic, you fouled the keeper. Stop it. If he's showing your shoulder, that means you fouled him. 23rd minute in, score tied at 0. So Diomande has had about 4 touches in the game so far, and he's turned over about 3 of them. He's not in the game. I don't think they'll take him off, but he may not survive the entire game the way he's playing. They have good players on the bench like Pepe, so they have options. Germany's now dominating possession. And as the game goes on, when you have to chase the ball, you're going to get tired. So Germany playing with their back 3. And when Ivory Coast plays with their front 3, the space opens up right behind them. And it's easy to play the ball between the lines because they're not closing on the gaps. Now they're doing the right thing. They're in their own half. They drop deep. That's what they should do. Sane coming forward against, trying to go wide. Against Conan, comes back cross field. Good pressure. Germans won it back. And Neuer is way out his goal, in the middle of his own half. Here comes Germany again. Poor pass out of bounds. That's a harbor pass. So, as we have in football nowadays, which America has brought into the sport, even though FIFA may say they originated, I think we have the hydration break. A lot of Ivory Coast fans in the stands doing their dancing. So if you just join us, we are in the first half off this game, looking for the leadership, looking to lead this group, which has Ecuador, Germany, Curacao, and Ivory Coast. The winner of this game will go to the top of the group and will be in the next round. Later on today, Ecuador are going to have a feast against Curacao. Yeah, but it's not effective possession though. I have something I call effective possession. So if you're possessing the ball, are you creating opportunities? Because if you're not, then I don't know that. I mean, you're helping the wear the side down. So physically, you may be put in a better position, but you have to be creating something. Hey, 1-1 is the 21st century 1-1. How many sports? Most sports have breaks. Basketball have breaks. Now these American sports. Football have breaks. Why soccer don't have any break? That's how you make your money. You got to advertise. I'm thinking about all the sports. Yeah, those sports which are American sports, they all have breaks. They are very commercialized. And people get used to it. So you get used to it 1-1. Hydration break. If you're a television or media company, you want the break so you can advertise. You know, some of them are not advertising during the break, but some do. Nagelsmann is giving his side a tongue lagging. So they have to play better. I think Ivory Coast got to talk to Diomande and say, you need to be better. You've been awful. He's touched the ball 4 or 5 times in the game and has done nothing. Well, it's going to leave you by. I hate to tell you this, but it's going to say bye-bye. you become a relic when you like that. Bless up, DC. Hydration breaks are fine. Here's what I find funny in football. You know, football has evolved, right? But not evolved fast like other sports. That's why America dominates in so many areas of the world. Because people are if you look at inventions and things that people invent and change in the world, people may not like America for a lot of things that it does. I don't disagree with that. But in terms of ingenuity and invention, it's unmatched in contemporary society. And we used to have to just football historically, when you were in the 60s and 70s, you used to eat orange. They didn't even have fluid, because they say it would give you cramps. Which they now realize is backwards. So as time progresses, people are realizing how to treat the body, and you get better way of performance and assessing people's health. It's only improvement. And I think hydration break is you only have 4 breaks in the game. The game is 90 minutes. It's not the worst thing. It's not the worst thing. Here comes Ivory Coast. Ball played all the way across. They got to get Diallo on the ball. And they're not playing their wingers. Germany is doing a good job of forcing them away from the wingers, which is where they need to go to. Ball play out to Diomande. Finally controls the ball, and he gets a chance to run at his man. And he goes down the wing, and he crosses. Brilliant cross. Oh, what a miss goal! Oh, Ivory Coast. Brilliant cross by Diomande, because he cannot be marked. He's too quick. He goes on the wing. Man had him covered. He goes down. Brilliant cross. Flat, powerful. And Diallo should have scored. Couldn't get the ball out of his feet. But I think that's Frank Kesse, who used to be a very good player. Put in the net. 1-0 to Ivory Coast. And I tell you, Diomande is not coming off the field. He's too quick. He's ridiculously quick from a standing start. That's what we've been asking Cephas to do. Just can't get him to do it. That's one thing that Diomande has. He is lightning. And that's what Nkapi realized the other day. Yeah, the ball stuck on the Diallo's leg, but Frankesi was there to clean up. Yeah, football is 3 breaks actually. So you have halftime and the 2 breaks. That's 3 breaks is good. So it's 30 minutes a break. You're right about that. I was thinking 4, but it's 3 breaks. And Germany was starting to take control of the game. As someone mentioned in the chat, 61% possession. Yeah, no, he toasted Nkap. Nkap is a brilliant defender. Not a good defender to me, a brilliant defender. Because Nkap is a normal center half, but he plays in the left of the back three, and he had Nkap on toes. And Nkap is not slow. He just stands him up and run past you. That's what he does really well, which is hard for wingers to do. Who does that and should be doing that better is Madueke, because he has kind of speed. Stand you up and then say, let's go for a race. Madueke, Ilanga, they all should be doing that. But Diomande does it really well because he slows you down, gets you off balance. You know he's going left, and you can't, or going right in this case, can't do a darn thing about it. Game changes now. Germany will have to press because they want to win the zone. They can't afford to lose or even to draw. All right, they do have 7 goals though, so here comes Ivory Coast again. Good turn. You have the ball, and he gets up and got it back. Ball plays out to Diomande again. Trouble again. And here he comes. The danger man. He goes back to Kone. They go all the way across field. Gotta get Diallo in the game too. Ball play out to Diallo. He needs to get in the box. He gets in the box, turns it over. Ivory Coast now getting some possession. And Germany wouldn't have to press. Ivory Coast is a dangerous team. But if you have one player who gets the ball a certain amount of time and he's that dangerous, here comes Diomande again. He gets by his marker. He has him one-on-one, turns him. And one thing I like to do, he plays the ball off. He don't try to dribble into a rat hole or into a area where he can't do something. He'll play the ball off. He'll pass it. Sangare going all the way across field. Here comes Ivory Coast again. Ball crossing the box, but not enough power in it. And Germany comes out. This look like words. And he's just bodied out of bounds. I think the Ivory Coast athleticism is showing up. Yeah, DC, very good goal actually. Possession is effective. 1-1. If it's effective, possession is good. Possession means something. Possession lets you rest. Possession you control the game. If you have the ball, you can't lose the game. It does have its benefits. Trust me. Well, Diomande started off horribly, but he only needs a couple of chances to do his thing. As I said, they can go over the top to their wingers. They're in a good place. Both DL and Diomande are very good players. But Diomande control needs to improve. And they're trying to go over the top now. That pass was there too. That ball out of bounds. Throwing to Germany. 34th minute in. Ivory Coast 1, Germany 0. Now, we agree with that 1-1. But that's why I said there's effective possession and ineffective possession. And you just have the ball to have the ball sake and not creating chances, a waste of time. But possession also allows you to rest, right? You can rest on offense and press on defense. If you're effective at getting possession, you can press on defense like City used to do, or does a lot of times. And you can rest on offense and exert energy on defense. Here comes Germany. Sane against Conan, who's held him in check so far. Germany coming forward. Really poor pass, out of bounds. Goal kick to Ivory Coast. That's a horrible pass. What is that, Pavlovic? Look how Diomande had it. There were 3 men around him. If you look at the play, there's 3 men there, and none of them got close to him. You gotta go in and let one of your teammates cover for you. You can't just stand up and watch him. Here comes Germany. Germany playing too slow. Way too slow. Ivory Coast just have to sit back, wait, and let them do what they do. And try to win it and counter-attack. Just play good transition football. Throw into Ivory Coast. Brown trying to bring the ball upfield. Turn it over. Ball played out. Here comes Ivory Coast again. Referee calls a foul. That's really referee? I'm going to call him Christ. He called a foul against Christ. Germany in position, 36 minutes in. Ivory Coast leading by 1-0. Yeah, Germany is very, very slow. Very methodical in their build-up. Sani against Conan. Havertz back to Sani. Sani trying to 1-2, but turns it over. Well, now they won it back. And here comes Musiala to Sani. Trying to force it to a very tight space. No room there. The midfield is congested, and Germany is not spreading wide. Look at Germany's left side. There's no one wide. Brown should be wide. So they can play the ball out wide to spread out the defense. It's too congested. Here comes Ivory Coast. They have numbers. It's 3 against 3. This Angari goes out wide. Shot, far post. Good save by Neuer. You got to be better than that to beat Neuer. I think Bonnie needs to do better. I don't think he's had the best game. Referees allow you to play in this tournament. Don't think you're going to get hit and just get a call. You have to be totally annihilated sometimes to call it. Here comes Brown. Driving at the Ivory Coast defense. Goodwin turns it over. And he tries a ridiculous pass, but he got away with it. Ball comes to Conan, out wide, number 3 for Ivory Coast. He goes inside to Sangare. Oh, that's dangerous. Foul. Wait. Oh, goal. Oh, no. Referee says no. Why did the referee ain't called a foul before? He told him to play on, then he said it's a foul. That's dangerous by Ivory Coast. Trying to play the ball out from the defense. I know what he was trying to do. He beat his man. He got fouled, clear as day. But the referee almost like waved it away. That was, I don't know what that was about. That's dangerous, though. Yeah, he clearly got fouled twice. He got tripped twice by Musiala. I know what the referee is thinking. Yeah, that's clear. But then again, I saw Mbappe not get a penalty, so you never know in this tournament. Well, they supposedly have changed, but that doesn't look like the case. They supposedly have changed. Ivory Coast have to do a better job of getting the ball to their better players, the wingers. There's Havertz. Referee calls a foul. Free kick to the Germans. Foul against Musiala. And when you have to be a blind man to say that was not a foul. He tripped him twice. And the referee's right there. Hey, Flash, bless up. How you doing, Flash? Still celebrating the Knicks victory, Flash? We have a whole year to celebrate. Free kick to the Germans. 40 minutes in. Ivory Coast 1, Germany 0. A good free kick. Ball bounced up. Play up by Ivory Coast. And he has 1-on-1. Diallo has his man 1-on-1. He has Brown 1-on-1. Diallo inside and got dispossessed. Diallo at no time glanced to see where he was. He should just be going to the goal. He didn't know where he was. And if you're leaving somebody up top, it should not be Diallo. It should be Diomande. You need that speed up top. Diallo is not quick. He's just very technical. Good shot by Germany. Out of bounds. Corner to Germany. Diallo has 1-on-1 there. That's not Diallo thing. Oh, yeah, they have their handful. Well, we knew there's going to have their handful. Any team that beats Ecuador has to be a good team. That's my philosophy. Good play by Germany a while ago. Trying to attack down the left side. Corner to Germany. And they're congregating just outside the 18, trying to run off the defenders. Good corner. Ball headed out by Ivory Coast. Shot blocked. Out of bounds, thrown to Germany. A lot of scramble in the area. You're doing 400 days? You're increasing the number of days in a year, Flash G. Here comes Germany again. Ivory Coast fell asleep there. But they got it back, played it out. Diallo putting the ball in place, which is very, very tight. And it's Diomande now. And he has 2 men, but it doesn't matter. He's going to run by both of them. Here comes Diomande out wide. I think he'll just go back now to Conan. He decided to go back to Conan. He should have ran as soon as he got it. He does that, though. He doesn't always force the play. In fact, most of the time, he doesn't force it. He's very selective about when he goes. Is the mark of a good footballer. 42 minutes in, Ivory Coast 1, Germany 0. Ball plays out to the left back corner, number 3. He goes back. Germany sitting deep for some reason. I don't call it deep, but midfield and beyond. They're not pressuring, and they're the ones down, so I'm not sure why they're not pressuring. Or maybe they're trying to control themselves because the heat may be something, a factor. Ivory Coast coming forward with a horrible decision. Horrible decision. Decided to try to dribble out and almost gave it away. They're going to create an error today, people, that lead to a goal. I'm telling you. They're making decisions which are not smart. You're dribbling from your defense. You have to be sure of that pass when you make it. You can't be dribbling from your defense and pass the ball to the opposition. So then you're out of position. Then you got to go scramble. That's not smart. I hear you, Flash G. Here comes Germany. Ivory Coast dispossessed. Ivory Coast putting in tackles, though. Ball out to Diomande. He almost missed control again. Oh, brilliant move by Conan. Got rid of 2 men. Played the ball into space, but Bonnie was offside. Germany working the ball up the field again. Germany on the right, Sane against Conan, goes inside. Looking for a cute pass, but it's not there. Ball played out to Diomande. And out of bounds, throw into Ivory Coast. We are in the 44th minute, or 45th minute, I should say. I like the left back for Ivory Coast, Conan. He's a good player. And he has some skills too. I think Diomande need to go in the control room to go learn how to control ball because he's sure not control the ball. He sure let the ball bounce off his foot. Oh, that was poor, but Ivory Coast won the ball and just kick it back to Neuer. That's not smart. Sometimes you win the ball within the pressure, you have to slow it down. Germany not dominating possession. They have over 50%. But they're not being penetrative. They haven't broken down the defense yet. Only opportunity they've gotten is mistake being made by Ivory Coast. Sane going down the wing, cross in the box, ball out of bounds, corner to Germany. I think Sane needs to do more of that actually. You got to go wide and try to cross and give Havertz or people in the box a chance to get a header in. Corner taken quickly by Wirtz. Here comes Germany. No pressure on the ball, no pressure on the ball, no pressure on the ball. Far post, headed out by Ivory Coast. Straight to German in the box, trying to go far post. Ball headed up by Ivory Coast, back to Germany. Shot, blocked. Here comes Ivory Coast, and they have room. I don't know what Single trying to do. Run past people who are much quicker than you are, Single. You need to try that again. There was no need to run past that player. Just stop the ball and lay it off. Ivory Coast has lost some of their composure. Here comes Havertz. Out to Sane. Yes, Conan 1-on-1. It goes inside. To Ta. Germany now have a lot of players upfield. Germany is susceptible to the counter. Ivory Coast have to think about that. They need to keep somebody deep. Here comes Musiala in the box. Trip out of bounds. Ivory Coast ball. That was not a foul. Musiala looking for something, but that was not a foul. 7 minutes of extra time. We're in the 47th minute. Yeah, he just fell. And he's besieging the ref for a penalty. I don't know why. Sangare with a header. He's down. He fell hard. And Germany keeps on playing. They're not stopping the game. Sangare is still rolling around. Ball one back. Ball to Diomande. Goes all the way back to his goalkeeper. Smart play. And should recycle the ball. Ball out to Diallo. Controls well. Good play there by Ivory Coast. Try to play back to Bunny. Bunny's in on goal. Try to cross. Out of bounds. Is that a corner or a goal kick? I'm not a fan of Bunny. I can't say I'm a fan of Bunny. I think he's an okay forward. They need a better center forward. I don't think they're dribbling a lot. I think they need to. You're right. They sometimes need to make the pass. They're dribbling him to make the pass. Trying to run by players when he's not there. Corner to Ivory Coast. Yeah, brought a lot of their players up. They got to be careful about the counter. Don't have too many people forward and not enough people back. Corner comes in. Awful corner. Awful, awful corner. The corner has to beat the first man, Diallo. That's the most important thing. Got to beat the first man. Throw into Ivory Coast. And they're not rushing towards the ball. And Germany has about 5 men in that area. I need to throw the ball in 8 seconds. You take too long, you're going to lose the throw in. Ball throw it in, headed out by Germany. Ivory Coast all the way to Conan. He's going to find Diomande wide, and he does. Diomande has 2 men. He's going to go back to Conan. Conan goes inside to Diomande. Diomande don't get a chance to run. He goes outside back to 25. They're trying to play a quick 1-2. Turns it over. Here comes Diomande. Almost out of bounds. Turns it over. Diomande's touch is eluding him in this game. Touches like a brick wall. Like a brick wall, maybe better. We're in the 50th minute of 7 minutes of extra time, so 2 more minutes remaining. Ivory Coast leading Germany by 1-0. Ivory Coast just turned the ball over in the midfield for no reason. That's an easy ball. And here comes Sane being pressured. Good play, good run by Diallo coming back. And he turns it over. All the Ivory Coast players just take the ball and dribbling. First, when you get the ball, the first thing you do is look for a pass. The pass is not there, you bring the ball. They just dribble when they get the ball and they don't look up. Even though Diallo, who is a technical player and a well-coached player and a good decision maker, doing the same thing. They're dribbling without thinking. Germany trying to go forward. But Ivory Coast is doing smart, is playing deep. And as a pass is made, they're attacking the ball. 51 minutes in, 1 more minute left of extra time. They're still leading by 1-0. And they're starting to walk now. That means they're probably getting tired. Ball played in. Miscontrol. And here comes Ivory Coast. Ball played out to Diomande. I'm sorry to number 25, who's not had a good game. He needs to change him. Christ needs to be changed. Christ has been poor for the entire game. If you're at halftime and you Ivory Coast, you got to realize that Christ is not having a good game. Here comes Germany. Havertz wiggling his way through, almost towed it into the goal. Oh, that was Wirtz, actually. There's a lot of congestion in there, though. That was Sane with a good pass into Wirtz. Got a good back heel and try to tow it, but Ivory Coast making too many mental mistakes in this game. They can win this game easily to me. If they space up, when they get the ball, provide outlets. It's halftime. Ivory Coast 1, Germany 0. I think Ivory Coast can walk this game if they play smarter. We know Germany wasn't all that, and they're proving it. They have a nice team, but that's it. So I'm going to take my normal 1 minute halftime break, and I'll be back in 2 seconds. So don't go nowhere, people. Do not go anywhere. We'll be back. If you haven't hit the like button so far, please do so. You know the traditional halftime break. I don't know why my thing is not working. We are back. We're at halftime of the game between Germany and Ivory Coast, where Germany is leading. Well, I misspoke. Where Ivory Coast is leading. Why am I thinking Germany? Why am I saying Germany is leading? Germany not leading anything. Ivory Coast leading by 1-0. Goal scored by Frank Kessie off a really good cross by Diomande, who has had an interesting first half, actually. Really interesting first half. So these are the stats for the first half. As you can see, Germany is starting to dominate possession. They have 61% possession versus 39 for Ivory Coast. I think Ivory Coast had lost their way as the game progressed. So we can make this a bigger. They lost their way as the game progressed. Big chances, 2 apiece. I saw 1 big chance for Ivory Coast. I don't think I saw 2. Germany had 1 for Havertz. I saw 1 for Germany and 1 for maybe one that Havertz kicked over the bar early. Seen 2 for Ivory Coast. 2 saves made by the Ivory Coast goalkeeper Fofana, 1 by Neuer, even though I didn't really see Neuer make any save. Corner kicks 3-1 in favor of Germany. Fouls, not much fouls in this game, actually. It's a referee letting the game play. Passes, see Germany has over 300 to Ivory Coast 200. And tackles 13-14. They see free kicks. So you can see the stats there. Germany has much more possession, but it's been ineffective possession. They haven't been able. They've got the ball around the 18 quite a bit, but they haven't been able to break down the Ivory Coast defense to get it on goal. So they need to do much better second half. Much, much better. What's African football, Flash? Vaughn thinks Ivory Coast, Germany can score 22nd half. They may, if Ivory Coast gets tired, and right now that sun is not good for certain people. Let me just put it that way. So those who grew up in Africa should be able to withstand some of this hot weather or playing weather like this. I think Ivory Coast, if I look at both teams, what Germany needs to do, Germany needs more width, especially on the left side, because Ivory Coast is really congregate in the middle. Ivory Coast is much more athletic, so they can recover in various situations where they get beaten. I think Conan is having a very good game for Ivory Coast. He's playing the left back, supporting Diomande. And I also do think that for Germany, if they space the field out, try to get the Ivory Coast players to spread out, you're going to have more space created between the lines. Right now, it's very tight between the lines. And because Ivory Coast is recovered quickly, they're not able to penetrate. And the athleticism is showing, frankly, in terms of Ivory Coast's ability to recover and putting pressure on the players, especially when they get close to the 18. Now, for Ivory Coast, you can't dribble your way out of trouble. They're winning the ball in good position. And when you win the ball, the pass can go much further than the dribble. Doesn't mean you can't dribble out sometimes if the opportunity is there, but it's not there. They're just running into a no man's land. They're running into traffic. They're running into trouble. They should be thinking, when I win the ball, I'm going wide to Diallo and Diomande if they're open. And that will spread out the German defense and create more opportunities for them. I don't like how Bonnie's playing. He's not impressive. Christ is not impressive. I think Christ has had a really poor game so far. He just looked lost in the midfield. Kessie's been okay. Sangara's been okay. Diomande has not a great game, but he had a great assist. Diallo is not in the game enough. As I said, I don't think Bonnie was impressive. In the defense has played well. I'm very impressed with Ghislaine Conan. I think he's been very, very good. Agbadou has been good also, and so has Kosanov. So it's a decent defense for Ivory Coast. Midfield can improve. They need to get the ball out wide. And Diomande need to learn to control the people's football. If he's going to go to Liverpool, he's going to get a lot of grief if the ball just bouncing off you like it's a brick wall. That's not a good thing. If you're a player supposed to be getting sold for £100 million, you got to be able to control the football. Vaughn said, I think Germany is going to tactically change on Diomande in the second half because that's all the Ivory Coast going for. Well, I mean, they have to change it because he miscontrolled the ball. He touched the ball about 7 or 8 times in the first half. The one thing that Diomande does well, a deal or two, is that they don't force the game. You see a lot of wingers with a lot of skill who will force the action and turn the ball over. He makes good decisions. It's just his control has to be better. That's what's letting him down. They're better than Jamaica 1998 squad. Come on, Slingstone. They're better than that squad. That 98 squad couldn't be on no field with Germany. I saw them against Croatia. I saw them against Argentina. Come on. This Ivory Coast squad is better than that team. I don't even think it's close. The Ivory Coast team has skill. Diallo is a very good player. They're not showing it. That Ivory Coast squad is probably worth, if I was to guess, I'm sure it's worth over 300 million. I should check, actually. I'm just guessing top of my head. Diomande is 100 mil. Diallo is probably about 50. I don't know what Bunny's worth. Kessie's not worth as he used to. Sangari is probably about 30. They probably worth 2 to 300 million pounds. It's a good team. And they did beat, and people don't realize, the Ecuador team they beat is a very, very good team. Very, very good team. Especially defensively. With Paco and Caicedo and Cape. They're a very good team. And Ivory Coast was, to me, the better team in the game. Not by much, but a better team. We had an earlier game today. Sweden played against the Dutch. And they made the Dutch look like they're going to be champions the way they played. Sweden beat Tunisia 5-1, didn't they? And people are getting excited about the Swedes. And I thought, this came to the same Sweden, which never won a group match and got through because of their position in the Nation League, and they won their playoff game. So I didn't understand that. And so done. They played against a good Dutch team and gave up 5, could have got more. Now, the Dutch did look good, but Sweden doesn't have any middle. In fact, they had players on there they could have put on. The bench is probably better than some of Sweden's starting players. Like Ilanga should be playing. The left wing Okeman should be playing. The kid from Tottenham should be playing. They're better than the players that they have in the field. Their middle was wide open, and the Dutch just walked through it. And when they got the ball wide, forget it. So even though I think Isak had a very good game, and Gokares also played decent, I thought Isak had a brilliant game, to be honest. Ilanga came on, looked good. But they make people like Somerville and even Gakpo look like they're world-class players. Dumfries was really good. Dumfries is really good. He makes very good decisions, especially in his crossing, which a lot of right or left back don't do really well nowadays, given the offensive requirements of your right and left back in today's football. Thought Dumfries did well. But the Dutch looked vulnerable defensively because Sweden could have scored more goals. But Isak did look really, really good. So it should be interesting to see the Dutch going forward. They haven't won the zone yet because Japan actually drew with the Dutch. So everybody's going to beat up on Tunisia to try to get highest score as possible and allow them to get to the next round. Now, the Dutch, who scored 5, gave up 5. So they're a net 0 in terms of goal difference. You can't afford to be giving up 5 goals in tournaments like these. It'll kill you. So they'll have to see what they do against Japan and hope they're one of the best third-place team, which at this moment is going to be challenging. Very challenging. But if you just join us, we are ready to start the second half soon of the game between Germany and Ivory Coast, one of the more anticipated game of the first round. And Ivory Coast who to me right now, maybe the second best team in Africa, given how they play this tournament. I think Morocco is probably there. Morocco, Ivory Coast, Senegal is okay. DR Congo is played well. Cape Verde's they drew against Spain, but don't expect much from Cape Verde. And South Africa has been poor. Tunisia has been poor. Algeria lost at sea against Argentina. Argentina is a good team. I don't think Senegal is better than Ivory Coast. Senegal was good against France in the first half. I don't think they're better than Ivory Coast. I think if Ivory Coast plays smart, they can do better. Senegal have better, more name players and well-known players. I don't think they're better. But we'll see. France is a difficult team to play, so it's hard to judge against France. We'll see Senegal in their next game. Yeah, I don't know their coach, but I think they got to play better. They're not playing smart. Their wingers are playing smart when they get the ball, but if you're in the middle of the park, and they got to change number. They got to change number 25. Christ, he's just been poor. When you win the ball, people in football, and a team is attacking so many players, they're vulnerable to the counter and to transition. So when you win the ball, you should be telling your forwards, when I win it, go. And you play through the line and play it over the top. You can't win the ball and try to dribble and you lose it and you're scrambling to go defend. That doesn't make any sense. That's not smart football. And I hope the coach said them at halftime. When you win the ball, the opposition is vulnerable because they're coming in so many men forward. I know Cape Verde has a lot of diaspora players, but they didn't look like any offensive threat. They're a very defensive team. Now, DR Congo looked really good to me. Congo looked good. So we'll start the second half. Germany coming forward. Ball won by Ivory Coast. Play the ball into Diallo. Going down the wing. Goes inside. Poor pass. The pass was there, but it was a poor pass. Germany now coming forward and turns it over. Germany turned the ball uncharacteristically over sometimes without much pressure. Shot by Conan. Looked like he hurt himself, actually. He's limping badly, but he's going to be okay. Diallo was trying to lob that inside. He had a chance to make a better pass than that. That could have been a dangerous play, actually. So Rudiger is on for Germany. I think Diomande asked him for a penalty. I don't think it was, though. Oh, that was close. That ball was passed back to Neuer. Not a good pass. I think Ivory Coast physicality is getting to Germany. Here comes Kessie, goes wide out to Diallo. Diallo plays it back. That time he had a chance to turn and go forward, and he had to go back. Kosanov to ball over the top. I think the physicality and speed of Ivory Coast is bothering Germany. When Germany gets the ball, the Ivory Coast players are not given much room to breathe. Here comes Germany, and they have numbers. It's 4 against 3. Now 4 against 4. Good recovery by Ivory Coast there. That's good. Musiala was coming inside to shoot. And Ivory Coast has to do better defensively. I don't know defenders nowadays. When the winger has the ball out wide, don't ever let him to cut in. I see someone that Gakpo cut in today. I'm there shouting at my screen, keep him wide and allow him to cut in. Corner to Germany, taken by Kimmich. Plays it short. By Kimmich, he's now in the box. It should be the keeper ball. It is. And Ivory Coast have a chance to break, but not doing quickly enough. Goes wide. And they start over. They should be trying to counter as soon as he catches that ball, but they decide to slow it down. And Germany has dropped off, actually, for some reason. Good play by Ivory Coast to break away from the press, and here comes Conan coming forward. Trying to go over the top. Has Bonnie, who is awful control. What's wrong with these players' control? Bonnie going to go back. Their first touch is poor. The Ivory Coast players' first touch doesn't give you any warm feeling. When you touch the ball, you should put the ball where you want the ball to go. They hit the ball like, look at Bonnie's control of the ball, like a brick wall. These are good players. They got to have better control than that. Ball play all the way back to Fafana, the goalkeeper for Ivory Coast. He's going to come wide. Kosanov, who goes back to Fafana. Fafana trying to go over the top. Poor kick. And here comes Germany. And Kess comes forward. Diallo is open. Diomande is open on the left. He has options. He should go wide to Diallo. He does. Diallo has it in the box. Goes back to Kess, who could shoot. Oh, ball is blocked. He's got to shoot quicker than that. The pass has to be a little bit slower and less pace. That's where they have an opportunity. If they can break through and do that counter. See, another miscontrol by Kessie. The control for Ivory Coast is just letting them down. That ball wasn't passed that difficult. It probably could have been slower. But if he controlled that ball, he has a chance to shoot. It's out of his control when he controls. The control from Ivory Coast is just poor. The ball is flying all over the place. Here comes Germany again. It's Brown to Ta. Bad turnover by Germany. Here comes Ivory Coast. A brilliant move. He has Diallo wide. Diallo is in the box, and it's where it's dangerous. He cuts it back. Shot over the bar. That should be a goal. Brilliant move by Christ to get free. Diallo gave him a nice pass. A brilliant move he did to bamboozle Wirtz. And Diallo always made the right pass. He laid the ball back to him nicely, and he leaning back. You got to lean over the ball. You're a professional footballer. If he leans over the ball, that ball is in the net. You know? Well, I'm not sure if that's true because a lot of guys who get coached in Europe, they don't have bad touches. The ones who have African descent. Now, you may say the ones in Africa, as you're saying. So it's a coaching thing. I think it's a coaching thing. Here's Wirtz trying to go over the top. Good play by Ivory Coast to try to play it out. Diomande turn it over. Germany trying to penetrate. Ivory Coast do a really good job of really congesting in the middle and allowing no space for maneuvering. They basically have about 5 across the back instead of 4. And Germany is playing slow, so that allows them to recover quickly. Here comes Germany again. And I think the heat is a problem for players. I can see that. Here comes Germany. Some subtle interchange. Sane trying to go by his man down the wing. Staying with him. Cross, good cross. To Havertz, who tried to control but miscontrol. His back was turned to goal. It'd be hard for him to turn. A ball like that, he has to think of laying it off to somebody. He wasn't in a position to shoot. Here comes Fafana. Goes long. Kessie out to Kasanov, plays it up to Diallo. Good play by Ivory Coast. Really good ball movement. Kasanov has it. Goes all the way back. That wasn't Kasanov. That was Singo, but back to Kasanov. Ball over the top to Diallo. He's wide. He has Singo outside of him. Ivory Coast now slowing it down and playing it well. You know, a 5-yard pass and the player has to run to it. Here comes Christ again. Christ goes wide to Singo, to Diallo, who just rolled his man brilliantly, but almost got dispossessed. He has Brown. He turns him again. Cross in the box. Ivory Coast. Oh, why are they taking so long to shoot? This is crazy. Kessie had it to one time the ball is in the box penalty spot. Diallo is setting them up, and they're not making any use of it. Now, Brown dispossessed. He won it back. He wrote to Kessie. He's wide open, and his controllers let him down again. See, his control let him down. He's stretching. Then he get dispossessed. Kessie was wide open. No German within 10 miles of him. Corner to Ivory Coast. Good corner, wide. Over hit. Fall against Diomande. Is that Pavlov? Pavilok? That fall was against Pavlovic, sorry. Here comes Ivory Coast. Go out to Diallo, who's been very, very good. Great decision maker when he has the ball. He plays the ball inside 3 or 4 times. They haven't gotten a shut off. Each of those are chances he's created. He must have created like 4 or 5 chances in the game already, and nothing has been. Neuer haven't even make a save because his teammates can't control the ball. A good play by Ivory Coast. Ball to Conan. Conan crosses over the box. Here comes Diallo. Oh, just out of his reach. Picks up by Singo wide. Singo trying to beat his man. Goes inside and goes back to Christ. Diallo out to Singo. No movement by the Ivory Coast. They're standing up. Ball to Diallo looking to shoot. In the box, cross, shot. Oh, what a wild shot by by Diomande. He got the ball on the 18, clear to shoot the goal. Ivory Coast not taking this game over. Germany may be getting tired. The ball came to Diomande, and he's trying to shoot, but it was a poor shot. Here comes Germany. Ball played out to Sane. He has Côte on one-on-one. He's trying to go by him. He goes inside. Trying to cross, trying to play it inside, but almost turns it over. We are in the 56 minutes of play. Ivory Coast 1, Germany 0. Ivory Coast has had chance after chance after chance and done nothing with it. Their controls have been atrocious. If they could control the ball, they probably would have scored more than 1 goal already. Germany working the ball around, wide. Ball out to Musiala. Comes back inside. To Ta. 40-yarder taken by who else? Rudiger. Probably got frustrated that Germany is doing no penetration. They're not able to break down. The Germans in the stands don't look too happy. They're not able to break down the Ivorians. Afana goes long. Bonnie's been held. The referee's not going to call that down. The referee calls a foul against him, actually. He may have been offside. Here comes Germany again. Germany playing the ball right at the halfway line. Ta playing a lot of 1-2s, but not making much progress. They're walking the ball up the field. Ivory Coast reacting really well, though, to the runs off the ball. I see Sane trying to go behind, and Conan recognized the run and made sure he covered him. So Ivory Coast is sort of be well drilled defensively, maybe not as well drilled offensively. Germany are playing the ball around, and now they space it out, get the ball out wide to Sane. Sane has Conan one-on-one, trying to drive by him, comes inside. Looks like he wanted to shoot, but Conan does a good job of keeping him outside. Ball headed out, tried to head out by a single. Musiala in the box, ball towed out of bounds, corner to Germany. We're in the 59th minute of play. Germany take this corner short, and Ivory Coast fell asleep. Totally fell asleep. That was poor defending. You have to recognize who's where. So now they woken up. That could have been a very dangerous situation. Corner by Kimmich. Like he's going to go long, or will he go short again? He's going long. Straight to the keeper. Now they have a chance to break. And they're going to try to take it. And ball is out of bounds. Out of bounds, I should say. Miscontrol. Havertz is down, holding his head. Oh, not much to it. Not much to it. He got hit in the head, but it wasn't much to it. Germany making a couple changes. Sane is off. Musiala is off. Pavlovic is off. So they're making wholesale changes. They're like, this isn't working. We need difference makers on the field. Lewin is on. Undav is on. Amir is on. So 3 changes at the 68th minute mark. Ivory Coast still hasn't made any change. Here comes Havertz. Try to beat his man. He's taken out. Here comes Ivory Coast. Good, very good play. Well up the single, go out wide to trying to go wide to Diallo, but turns it over. And he's down. Referee says play on, and he's rolling on the ground. Referee says play on. He needs to get up. Here comes Germany. Shot over the bar. And Ivory Coast players are not happy with the referee. And they have run towards the ref, but it isn't going to change anything. Referee said, keep it going, goal kick. Yeah, that was a clear foul on Kessie, actually. That was a clear foul. I don't know what these referees are seeing sometimes. Seriously. It's a clear foul. Some of these referees are just not that good. I'm not going to blame them. It's not their fault. They're just not good. Here comes Ivory Coast. It's Diallo. Really good ball inside. Ball to Singo. Singo go all the way back to number 7, Kusanov, who comes inside. Sangari trying to turn. Ivory Coast now keeping possession. Conan and Germany is pressing really vigorously. Very poor ball over the top by Fofana. Awful ball by Fofana. Awful ball by Fofana. You can't try to play the ball soft in the middle of the park, people, trying to find your man. That don't make any sense. It's too congested. Here comes Germany again. Ball cross far post. Headed out by Singo for a corner to Germany. Your goalkeeper trying to lob a ball to the halfway line to find a player. If it's not your center forward to head the ball on, it makes no sense. That's not smart football. And then he put no pace on the ball either, so it's easy for the defense to win that ball. And the defense coming forward, you're trying to go the other way. That's poor football. Kimmich going for the corner. Another poor. Goalkeeper missed it this time. Ball headed out of bounds. The keeper came and missed it. Was it Havertz? He flopped at that one. Yeah, it was Havertz coming back. He probably could have done better, but he was feeding the pressure. And he was dealing with Sangari was marking him. Christ is playing better second half. He's getting out of trouble. Here comes Ivory Coast trying to play up the field. Good ball up. And Diallo dispossessed. Germany coming forward. Oh, 4 players are down. And rolling it, 4 players are down. Referee just plays on because he doesn't know what he's doing. Here comes Wirtz. And players have gotten back up, though. The referee hasn't called anything, so they're going to get back up. One of the German players still down. He was taken out. Really bad foul. I think it was Sangari actually who did it. Wirtz coming forward. Referee probably should stop the play. I think that was not a good foul. Amiri was down, but he's now up. Yeah, it was Sangari. He actually ran into Sangari, actually. Sangari's at the head of the ground. Ivory Coast turned it over again, and here we go again. We're in the 64th minute. Ivory Coast 1, Germany 0. Ivory Coast is not really passing half-line dangerous position in the last 10 minutes or so. Ball being played more in the middle of the field or in their own half. Here comes Germany trying to penetrate. The subs that come up from Germany are a bit more purposeful. Germany has more black players than I've ever seen. They have about 4 or 5 on the field. It's amazing. Here comes Germany. It's Brown. He's wide open, trying to play the ball between the lines there. Probably should have taken himself out of bounds, corner to. That's about the 4th or 5th corner they've had in this half to Germany so far. Ivory Coast may be getting tired. They haven't made any changes. I have no idea what the manager is doing. They have good players on the bench. They made 5 changes from the previous game, so they must be good players. Were there, but they haven't made any changes. Sometimes the coach get caught up in the game and not thinking of football. They could make some changes in the midfield. And maybe out wide, actually. Referee having a conversation with some of the Ivory Coast players. It's Kimmich again. Good corner. Punched out by Fofana. And keeper is down. Good smart move by the keeper. Go down, roll around, because you can't penalize keepers in today's football. Keeper is rolling around, says his shoulder is hurt, and Kessie's having a difficult conversation with the referee. Not sure what happened. He's cursing the referee out basically. And the keeper is rolling. He's in pain, or it looked like he's in pain. I don't know. And Kessie's not happy. Let's see what happened. He goes to the ball. Or he's being held. He was being held by number 26, who's Undaf. And then, and he ran to his own man. He got pushed a little bit, but he ran into Kosanov. And German fans are cursing. Yeah. The keeper is not hurt, though. I know he wasn't hurt. When people are rolling around like that, it ain't that serious. Trying to convince the referee. Coaches are very smart with goalkeepers nowadays because you can't send the goalkeeper off the field for a minute as you can do for other players who are injured. So 67 minutes in, Germany has 23 minutes to score 2 goals to win this game. And the way they're playing, doesn't look like they're going to do it. But here they come, and they have numbers. Some of the Ivory Coast players are tired. I haven't seen Diomande touch the ball. Oh, goal! It was coming. Undaf, a new goalkeeper, the substitute came on. Ivory Coast have been joking. Their coach is clueless. He needs to make changes. Players are walking, and he make no change. That's when you have poor coaching on the bench. Wide open. Undaf is in. The Ivory Coast players are tired, especially in the midfield. It's so obvious. That's a substitute score. Substitute have legs. Look at the Ivory Coast player. There's 4 players just jogging back. In fact, 3 of them are not even running back. And Kessie was there. That's poor defending. 1-0. Poor defending. It's a good cross. It was low, so the keeper couldn't get to it. But that's when you have poor coaching. You need to make changes. What the hell are you doing on the bench? Your team is walking. They can't run. Germany make 3 changes. One of the new players who came on scored because they have legs. Kessie was jogging back. And that was Kessie's man right there. Poor coaching. He still ain't made no change. If you made change, you played Ecuador, you won the game, you made 5 changes from that team. You came to me, you don't have change on the bench. He ain't even warming up no player. Your coach can lose you the game, which is ridiculous. The players are tired. They're walking. And Germany is now dominating position more and more. If they lose this game, the coach has to take a responsibility. Here comes Brown inside. That's almost another goal, actually. Ivory Coast they ain't even running anymore. They're just walking out the game. They're not moving with any speed, any energy. And they made 20 minutes remaining, you made not 1 change. The opposition made 3. You have a quality bench. It's a joke. People like Bonnie's just on the field for the whole game. He ain't do nothing. I don't think Diomande has touched the ball in the last 20 minutes. And he's out there walking. And Germany is just walking, just going through them. Here comes Germany again. Havertz. The subs will come on for Germany. You can see all the energy they're exerting. Here comes Ivory Coast. They're not moving. Ivory Coast players can't run. I'm getting annoyed with this coach. Make some changes. The players are not running. They're walking out there. Do your job. Jesus. They need fresh legs in the middle, especially in the middle of the park. Germany's just walking the ball up the field. They can't recover because they don't have the legs. And you on the bench just doing what? Here comes Germany again. And that was close. The players can't even get up the field. Look at that ball is bouncing. They can't even get up the field. Diomande has it. He goes by his man. He's taken out. Ball out of bounds. Throw into Ivory Coast. Tell the coach to make some changes. Diomande, don't throw the ball in. Tell him to make some change. You have a match break. What is the coach doing? The players are walking with hands on their hips. Yeah, Germany put on their black players. Because you know that in Europe, they're trying to manage how much black players they have in the field at some time for some teams. I don't know what the coach is doing. The coach had 5 changes from the last game, right? Which they won 1-0 against a very good team. So if you have 5 changes from the last game, that means you're saying those players were good players, but you think this players can do a better job. These players are walking, hands on hips, can't run. And you ain't made no change? No, he made 5 changes from the last game. He's not Thibodeau. Thibodeau not using his bench. He was the same team 24/7. I don't know what the coach is doing. He made no change. I know you're winning, but if your players can't run, you got to change. They haven't attacked Germany this entire, apart from the first 15 minutes when Diallo set up 3 goals, which they didn't take because they can't control the ball. They haven't done anything since. Germany has dominated. They need legs. It's annoying watching games like this. You have a chance to win the game and your coach is giving the game away. If you just join us, we are watching the game between Germany, Coach get what call? Is he making change? He ain't made no change yet. The games between Germany when a match break, hydration break. Germany and Ivory Coast. Germany put on a bunch of black players, so now they're playing better. It sounds terrible me say that, but it's true. They play with more energy because they have fresh legs. The Ivory coach, he don't look like no coach anyway. Oh, he has two players gonna make the change. So you wait after they score before you make change. That's poor game management. Poor. In fact, you should put on Pepe and take off Diallo or Diomande because they're not playing. They're tired. I don't know what game he's watching. He has two players who are going to come on. Germany made 3 changes. They're going for a goal. They want fresh legs. They change the entire. Musiala is off. Sane is off. Pavlovic is off. And you just sit there not making any change. Hard to believe. So he's making 2 changes. Diallo's coming off. Yeah, he had a good game. He set up some good goals, but so he's making 3 changes actually. So Bonnie, Diallo second. Bonnie should have been taken off a long time ago. Bonnie wasn't impressive. Diallo did well, but he was tired. Adingra is coming on. Maybe got Adingra on the bench, Gussan on the bench, and Fafana. Ain't put him on the field. Like, really? 18 tired? These are good players. I thought to put on Pepe. I guess they're going to keep Diomande on, but Diomande is not. He said about good assists, but that's it. He hasn't done anything for the rest of the game. Ball deep in Germany territory. Germany trying to play out. Conan trying to play the ball forward, turns it over. Christ stays on. Christ has improved second half, but he had an awful first half, but he's improved second half. No, they're walking in the middle of the park. The reason why they scored that goal because they were jogging back. The midfield was jogging back. They weren't running, sprinting back. When somebody's sprinting past you and you can't get up to them because you're tired, like you're not play football. You know, when people are tired. So look at the new players who come on, the energy they're exerting. Got them fresh. And Diomande has been poor this game. He gave a great assist. He's been poor. Liverpool may want to take their money back. But he'll do something in the game because he's a quality player, but he has to stop playing in spurts and play the entire game. Ball played all the way back to Fafana. Gonna go long. Trying to find Singo, but out of bounds. Throw into Germany. So they use a Dinger instead of Pepe. Pepe started last game. I guess they weren't happy with his performance. Germany coming forward again. Turns it over. Poor touch there. Oh, that's a foul, referee. Referee, that's a foul. What are you doing? What's this referee doing? He's not calling fouls at all. Both the German player and Christ were fouled, and Christ is still rolling over. He got a real bad hit. The referee is clueless. Get the ball out of the box. He's clueless. You must be sitting there thinking, what the hell happened? The man ran into him and the referee called nothing. I know they didn't tell him to let people play on, but there's play on and then there's play on. Ball played out of Diomande. That's not a good decision by Christ a while ago. That pass was never on. We're in the 77th minute of play. Neither of these two teams are going to win the World Cup. And it's Germany against Ivory Coast. And here comes Germany. Good play there by Brown, crossing the box. Christ trying to dribble through 3 men, plays the ball to Gressand. Here comes Diomande. Is on the right now because Diallo has been taken off. He's in his more favorite position. Diomande goes back. Ball plays wide to Conan. Not a good pass, actually, but he got it. He got to him. So now Diomande is on the right. He prefers to be on the right. They accommodate Diallo by playing him on the right. But Diomande on a switch wing and the Dingra will play on the left. Maybe they can find him more because they were more right dominant in the first half, even part of the second half. Germany is now backed off and allow Ivory Coast to play. Ivory Coast go all the way from the almost the 18 down to back to their keeper and recycle the ball. Really good turn there, and he's got fouled. You got to be careful in the midfield when you're going to turn people because the referee doesn't always call it. So it's a good turn, but you have to be careful. Germany is about 4 players warming up. Here comes Diomande. He goes inside, beats his man nicely, beats another one. Has options. He goes wide. Single goes back to Diomande. Diomande looking to shoot. Tries a 1-2 pass that was never there. A horrible pass. A horrible pass. And Singo just ran his man down, took it away from Havertz, who's slow as molasses. And I think Singo pulled a muscle. I think he pulled a hamstring. Yep, he pulled a hamstring. And that's why he played out of bounds. Yeah, Van, finally. Nagelsmann he's shouting at the linesman, give him a yellow card. Nagelsmann, the pressure is getting to Nagelsmann, the German coach. Yeah, I think he pulled a hamstring. Got to make a change. Yeah, they really played out of bounds. He pulled something. They got to make that change. Here comes Germany again. I don't think they took him off. What happened? I think they're playing with 10, aren't they? Ball ricocheted off the referee. And Kessie said, the ball ricocheted off me. You can't get back to the Germans. It came off me. You cannot give back to them. He's right. It was a miss. The pass was missed. You can't give back to the Germans. It's not their ball to give back. It's not their ball to give back. You give it back to them, though. I think he's wrong on that. That ball was hit off Kessie. Here comes Wirtz. Here comes Ivory Coast. They have numbers. Takes too long. It may take too long to make the pass. Trying to dribble into trouble. Ball should be played out wide to Diomande, and he has him one-on-one. He has a chance to go forward. And he turns it over. Well, almost turns it over. He got fouled. Should be a free kick to Ivory Coast. His passing needs work. He's a good player, but his passing needs work. Blessing Cartizel. Yep. So change made by Ivory Coast. This player started in the first game, actually. Number 17, who is Doué. He's the brother of Doué. Is that brother of Doué from, I think so, from France? Maybe not. So he comes in at right back position. Ivory Coast in possession. Germany, we're in the 82nd minute. Neither team wants to lose from here. That'd be tragic. Brilliant move by Conan, who's had a good game. Cross in the box. Ball out of bounds. Corner to Ivory Coast. Conan is a very good player, people. Very good player. I really like the player. And Singo is beside himself because his World Cup is over. I think Conan has been excellent. He shut down Sane, and he's also good offensively going forward. Corner to Ivory Coast. Harbor corner. Ball headed out by Germany. Bouncing around the box, and here comes Germany trying to break out, and they are breaking out, but they turn it over. Ivory Coast coming forward. Has a chance to shoot. Blocked by by who else? Ball played to Diomande, and he's miscontrol. He lose again, but he won it back. What aggression? Out of bounds, throwing, ball just bouncing everywhere. Diamande's control is awful. Like awful. It's not even bad, it's awful. When the ball comes in, it doesn't stick. Look at this. He touched the ball one time, the ball is gone. It doesn't stick at all. He's got to work on his control. I think he's been taken off finally. He probably put on Pepe. Let me see if it's Pepe coming on. Should have been pulled already. Pepe is on for him. He should have been pulled already. He's not had a good game. He set up a good goal, but he has not had a good game. His control is awful. He's had a really bad game. Missed passes, miscontrol. Havertz is being taken off also. Who's coming on for Havertz? They're bringing in Goretzka. So they're going more defensive, actually. But Goretzka is a midfielder. Taking out forwards, taking out for a midfielder. Throw into Ivory Coast. Do away with the throw. Looking like to go long. Nope, he went short. Germany coming out. Ivory Coast going all the way back. Ball played out to Pepe. He goes back. They're going all the way back to the goalkeeper. As expected. And Fofana tries to go along. The goalkeeper is kicking the ball. He's been poor kicking the ball out and creating problem for his team. His kickouts have been poor. You got to get the ball over the halfway line. Comes Ivory Coast again. Pepe, brilliant turn by Pepe. Ball out of bounds, throw into Ivory Coast. Brilliant turn by Pepe. Almost turned it over, but got out of trouble. Germany is now pressing. That should be a throw into Ivory Coast. I don't know why Brown taking that throw in. In 86 minutes, score tied at 1. Ivory Coast trying to slow the game down, but maybe she's trying to win the game. We're in the 87 minutes of play, score tied at 1. Ivory Coast against Germany. Here comes Ivory Coast over the top. Ball controlled by Fofana. He's trying to go at his man, trying to go at Rudiger. Cross it. Try to play to Kessie. Didn't get there. Good play by Gerson. And referee called a foul. That's a foul, referee? I have no idea what's a foul nowadays. That's not a foul to me. That's not a foul. He hit the ball. Then he hit the man. That's not a foul. Here comes Germany. And they have numbers coming forward. Ivory Coast have players back. Ball played out to Brown. Crosses in the box. Play out by Ivory Coast. And it's Pepe. Bad touch, but beat his man brilliantly. And he's going at the field. He has numbers. Pepe in the box. That's Fofana. Pepe, good pass to Fofana. Fofana miscontrol. Oh my Lord. He set not Fofana. Who was it? That's Adinga. He set him up perfectly. All he had to do was play the ball in the far corner. He didn't have to control it. And he tried to control and miscontrol. That is criminal. Pepe dribbled the length of the field, brilliant pass to him, set him up. All he has to do is go one time far corner, and again the control is poor. They need to go to control class. And now Germany coming forward. That's unbelievable, people. You're in the box. All is a one-time far corner. Neuer has no chance. And you're trying to stop. Why are you stopping the ball? They don't need to stop it. It was past perfect pace. Pepe has looked 10 times better than Diomande since he came on. I think Ivory Coast need to attack the ball. They didn't. Oh, almost. That was close. That was almost in. Wirtz with a setup to Brown with a setup. Brown with a shot. Good save by Fofana. Ivory Coast fell asleep on that play. They got lulled to sleep. Ball played over the top. Laid one time to Brown. Now look at Pepe sleeping. See, that's why Pepe didn't make it to Arsenal. Pepe fell asleep on that play. That's Pepe's man to mark. Throw into Germany on the far side. That's poor by Pepe. Pepe fell asleep. Remind me of Eze against Villa. Ball thrown out in the box. Played up by Ivory Coast upfield. And here they come again. They have numbers. They should find Pepe wide. He needs to find Pepe wide. He took too long. Took too long and Pepe stopped running. It took too long to play the ball. The man is out wide. Give him the ball one-on-one. Fofana come on the field. He looks like a decent player, but they're making so many bad decisions. The field is now stretched. Real stretched. And this is going to be in Germany's favor. Because ball in the box, cross, straight to Fofana. Poor cross. He waited too long to pass the ball, and Pepe lost it. He should lose it. That's just poor decision making. This game is stretched. It's a really good save by Fofana, by the way. And be able to push it wide. By LeBron. So Pepe had the ball. When I was seeing the replay, he did a really, really good play. Laid the ball in his pad. It's a one-time shot. And he's trying to control, and it's unbelievable. I'm seeing the play again and can't believe it. And oh, what a horrible play by Fofana. Gave the ball away. Here comes Germany. This is dangerous. Undaf. Yes, it should be a goal. Oh, no. It has to score that. Undaf has to score that. He tried to go far post and save by Fofana. That was poor by Undaf. He needs to score that. That should be in the far corner. The game is stretched, and both teams making mistake. Pepe has looked 10 times better than Diomande since he came on. It's not even close. That's why the change should have been made earlier, because he has legs. Ivory Coast loses the game. They should look at their coach. Poor substitution pattern. Here comes Germany. We're in the 98 minutes, 6 minutes of extra time. Germany looking for the winner. And they may get it the way things are going. Ivory Coast is not making a good decision. Germany just playing the ball out, trying to go in the box too long. Fofana trying to play out. Don't take your time, Fofana. He's trying to go long. Find Pepe. At least Pepe can control it. Not Pepe, but Kessie can control the ball. Out of bounds, it should be thrown to Ivory Coast. And it says no to the Germany throw in. And it looked like Kessie's having some problems too with his hamstring. Oh, it was Ivory Coast throw. And Germany pressing. Here comes Ivory Coast coming forward. To Pepe, to Doué, try to rip back inside, turns it over. It's a free kick to Germany. I didn't even see that free kick. The ref calls foul sometimes, just wondering. He don't have his contact in sometimes. Here comes Germany. They have numbers up top too. They're going for the winner. 93rd minute. Score tied up 1. Germany coming forward. We got 3 minutes to play and scores tied at 1. I think both teams made them take a draw. It's Kimmich, and he turns, looking for that penetration. Ivory Coast needs to really good play, and then good move by Ivory Coast trying to break out, but give turn. You can't keep giving the ball away. You win the ball, you keep giving away. Eventually, it's going to cost you. Here comes Germany, and Germany's finding ways to penetrate. So Wirtz giving direction to Brown. Germany has time and space, no pressure on the ball. Goal! Undorf is saying it's a goal. Yep. No pressure on the ball, people. No pressure on the ball. No pressure on the ball. No pressure on the ball. That's just poor. Look at this. He's not offside because the left back, Kunan, is keeping him onside. Kunan is keeping him offside. And he's coming and score 2. Poor, poor, poor. No pressure on the ball, and the man is wide open. He had time to control and turn. At least he can control the ball. Ivory Coast people can't control ball, people, apart from Pepe. That's awful to give up that goal. They fell asleep. And the coach should be fired. I don't know what I'm going to do. Look at this. He's wide. He's not offside. You're playing offside by yourself. Your left back is way deep. Look at that. How the man get the ball in? He got control and turn. Your players can't control the ball. And he control and turn. You let the man control and turn. He's playing in the middle of the park. Like, what the hell are you doing? He fell asleep. He's playing offside trap, and his left back is not playing offside trap. Ivory Coast gave the game away. They should be winning this game. Germany didn't do enough to win. That's poor. Poor coaching, poor playing. Poor coaching, poor playing. I think you should hold your head because you gave away, you had a chance to put the ball in the net and you didn't. There's no way Germany should win this game. None. Awful football. Look at this. The man is behind you and you're pointing and you don't know the right back. Why is the right back, who's had a brilliant game, keeping him onside? Why is the right back keeping him onside? You have players on the field playing nonsense like Diomande. You kept him on for the entire game. You have better players who are playing better like Pepe. You don't bring them on. You made the changes late. And your players are falling asleep. Pepe gave a dinger on a ball on a plate and he gave the ball away. Germany is going to run it out now. The last minute. Undorf came in and changed the game for Germany. Very naive Ivory Coast team. Very naive. Very, very naive. Diomande had an awful game. Can't control the ball. He set up a goal and he got to play almost the entire game. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. And even when he come off, it looked like he didn't think that he should come off. You ain't playing nothing. You should be off the field a long time ago. I don't care how much you're going to cost £100 million. You did nothing. And you're on the field almost like an attitude, like I shouldn't come off. You take your time walking out the field. Maybe you should play him on the right side of the field because that's his favorite position, but he can't control the ball. So Germany going to win a game they shouldn't win. Germany ain't going to win this tournament, people. I'm telling you. Unbelievable. Ivory Coast gave away that goal and gave away that win. And Nagelsmann is now complaining about timing. He should have gotten a yellow card already. If you just join us and you want to see how a coach give a game away a game, and poor coaching and poor game management and poor substitution, watch Ivory Coast against Germany. Germany just won 2-1. Didn't deserve the victory. Played better in the second half. But Ivory Coast players are tired. The coach did nothing. He has players on the field playing crap, kept them on the field, and cost his team the game. That's how they lost the game. If you hear me being upset, I am perturbed and upset. I hate seeing poor game management. Remind me of Jamaica. Remind me of Jamaica and their management. Awful game management. Awful, awful. We know people love Diomande, but Diomande was awful. Can't control the ball, can't make a pass. Pepe came on, gave a dinger a ball. Just to put the ball in the net. He ain't got to control the ball, he ain't got to pass. That should be bring up 2-1. Did nothing. Man, miscontrolled the ball. Anyway, thanks for being here, people. We're going to do no long thing because I'm upset about this game. I wanted Ivory Coast to win, as you can tell, and it reflected in my commentary. But so I go sometime. If you have poor management, poor administration, poor coaching, you may get poor outcome. They can lose the game for you. They'll win the game for you. Unbelievable the coach did what he did. Germany made 3 changes, you don't match him. Jesus Lord. And Germany brought on, the players they brought on changed the game. Anyway, people, it's been a good day for Germany. It's been a good day for Holland. Yep. It's a good day for Germany, good day for Holland, poor day for Sweden, awful day for Ivory Coast. They had a chance to win the game, and they had no coach, and they had players on the field just making mistakes after mistakes. You know how much goals Diallo set up that they should hit the target? You know, the goal that Pepe set up? When you have all those mistakes you keep making, going to cost you. But we'll see what happens to Ivory Coast. They should beat Curacao. They should make it to the next round. They'll make it to the next round, except they're going to play a very difficult team when they could have won the zone and move on. Germany now advanced to game 32. Ivory Coast will advance to the win over Curacao, which they will do. But Ivory Coast, they deserve a better outcome than this. They don't deserve to lose the game. And they don't deserve the coach that they have either. Yeah, no, he lost the game for them. He was awful. I mean, you watch Diomande play. He's a good player, but Diomande was beyond awful. Like, ridiculously poor. And the coach kept him on. I had Pepe on the bench, who started the first game. And look what the difference between Pepe's game, Pepe falling asleep defensively, and how Diomande was playing. Jesus. Yeah, they had him against the ropes, and they get let off by the coach. And if you're from Ivory Coast, you should be looking at the coach and saying, we can't use you. You're not good at what you're doing. I'm sure he's a locally born coach, so we ain't going to go there. Anyway, thanks a lot for being here, people. I hope you have a wonderful afternoon, a wonderful evening. Good football game. Good performance by Ivory Coast. Not impressed by Germany. They're going to get smoked later on in the competition. I don't see them winning this. The coach wasn't bad. Reggae Boys Reactor, let me say something to you. In life, you don't have to be adverse or counter to anything somebody else says. You don't have to be. You can just be silent sometimes. The coach was awful. Okay? The coach wasn't bad. What did the coach do good, Reggae Boy Reactor? Since you like to be a contrarian, what did the coach do well in this game? He had one job to do. Manage the game. He ain't managed a goddamn thing except give the game away. And you're going to sit there because you like to be a contrarian and say the coach didn't do anything bad. What the? You want a man call somebody? Why you talk about Reggae Boy Reactor? What you watch? You know better. Actually, you do know better. But if you're not a contrarian, you feel you're not going to be heard. You can't be heard without being a contrarian, You can actually not have to be a contrarian. You can say, you know what? I would never agree with Cranky, so let me just shut up. That would be a good thing. Don't put your foot in your mouth. I'm going to leave people because I'm getting Reggae Boy Reactors made me just like, the coach didn't do anything bad. He made decisions we have seen regularly from other coaches. So because we see regularly from other coaches, that means they didn't do anything bad. So other coaches don't make mistakes. Jesus Christ. Diomande didn't start well, Reggae Boy Reactor. He miscontrolled the first 4 balls he touched. Stop lie. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Nobody said Arteta was not good. Stop the nonsense. People say Arteta was game management, which is poor. But he's a brilliant coach on the field, which we hear from City, we hear from Sterling and all of them. We know this. And he got your chance to manage for 7 years. Nobody get managed for 7 years and not win a trophy. That's not happening in football. You got lucky guys, the Crankies who don't fire people. People may have to leave. Me can't believe this. The man said the man had done nothing wrong. I said, dear man, he had a good first half. Dear man set up an assist for a goal. He did nothing else after that. Nothing. Before or after. Nothing for the entire game. He was awful. Beyond awful. Jesus Lord. Because people chat nonsense on me years. I've been calling out Diomande from the game start. The first ball he get in miscontrol. Second ball miscontrol. He tried to pass the ball with the left foot, the ball out of bounds by a mile. Right? He did nothing after that. Pepe came on and looked 10 times better. Bless up DC. All right, people, let me leave because my blood pressure go up. I can't believe that somebody in a them right mind said, yeah, man, they wasn't bad. What? You know what I do? I'll find Diomande. You know what I do? I'll find Diomande numbers. Before me leave people, I'll find Diomande numbers. I'm saying nothing about it. I'll find the numbers. Since me not watching football, Before me leave, me find Diomande numbers. And then me I'll put them up. Because maybe I was seeing the wrong game. Maybe he played a brilliant game. I just don't know anything about football. So let me try to find the numbers. Find Diomande numbers. Like I need SofaScore to tell me what I was watching. Anyway. Statistics. No, let me go lineup. Let me click on Diomande. Diomande had 85 minutes played. He had one big chance created, which was scored, 2 key passes. He was 19 of 25 accurate passes, 14 of 18 for opposition ball. Let me see something. Passing on half, 5 of 7. He didn't touch the ball that much. Long ball, 1 of 5. He didn't touch the ball that much. He had 19 touches. Here's the thing that the SofaScore don't capture. He miscontrolled a ton of ball. He mispassed a ton of ball. That he should have. His movement was poor. You know the way I watch. These numbers aren't great. They're not terrible, but they're not great. But these are SofaScore numbers. The eye test tell you he can't control the ball. Anyway, people, have a good day. This is a cranky man out, feeling very cranky this evening with Reggae Boys Reactor, who believe he has to be a contrarian and be anti-cranky 24/7. Otherwise, he won't feel good for the rest of the day. So you should be in your place. All right? You should be in your place. I'm going to have a good evening. Good evening, people. Let me just say this. The coach started 5 separate... The coach made 5 changes from the team that beat Ecuador. 5 changes, people. 5. Think about it. 5, right? They start off really well. You know, Diomande wasn't playing well. They scored. They looked good. They start getting tired. Germany got desperate. Germany made 3 changes. Took off Sane, took off Musiala, took off Pavlovic. They made none. When they scored, that's when he made his change. He moved Diomande to the right. Expected to be better. He wasn't better. Pepe came on, gave Adingra a sitter. Adingra didn't have to control the ball, he miscontrol. And throughout the whole game, I've been talking about this. The players from Ivory Coast, their controls have been poor. And it's not just a miscontrol of ball, because Diallo gave 3 or 4 great passes to Kese, to, what does he gave one to? I think Christ got one that he leaned back. Kese got one, and must be Sangari got one. Like sitters, basically. And then the best sitter was a Pepe to Ndingra. Ivory Coast should win the game. No, Germany came back in the game. They should win the game. I'm not going to say he's not good. I think he's a good player. He was brilliant against Ecuador. His control was just awful. If you watch this game, if you watch Ecuador game and watch this game, you're like, okay, which one should I focus on? But anyway, thanks for being here, people. It's been an interesting day. Ivory Coast disappoint me. I expected them to even get a throw this game. They gave up 2 goals in the second half. Undaf, who came on, the person who came on the 68th minute scored a 2 goal. The last goal was heresy. You can't be a center half. A pass is made. There was no pressure on the ball. You hear me call out our people. No pressure on the ball. A pass is being made from deep. The man is beside you. He get a chance to control the ball and shoot. You got to be kidding me. He's in what second round? What second round? We're in the first round now. Gaya yad. You know what you're talking about. Good night, people. This man have no sense. It's not the coaches, the players. But you know what? You're the same people who support the JFF administration. You support them. So we know where you are and how you think. I don't recognize strategy. No, and I recognize your ignorance and your asinine way of communicating. Nonsense. Have a good night, people. And please don't listen to Reggae Boy Reactor say anything to you in life. He has no idea what he's talking about. He says a man of intellect, but I think intellect eludes him. It's over him head. Have a good night, people. Vaughn, if you lose the game, Vaughn. Sorry, Vaughn, if you lose the game. Anyway, bless up, people. We'll talk later.